Jesus was all about love. Deep, deep love. All he preached was love. All he lived was love. Anyone who looks at the life of Jesus and studies the life of Jesus will see that he was an amazing man who deeply loved every single person. He helped every single person who crossed his path. He gave to the poor. He stood up for the mistreated and picked on. He became close friends with the unpopular. Actually, one of the main reasons the religious people of his time had him killed was because he challenged them by showing more love than they did. The religious leaders couldn't stand Jesus because he was a revolutionary. He was a rebel. He showed love to the people they didn't like, and he was bold enough to speak out against any injustice that he saw. And today, one of the most disturbing, tragic things has taken place. Some of the most angry, hateful voices have tried to claim that Jesus is on their side. Jesus himself made it clear what side he was on in love. Luke chapter 10, verse 7, he sums up his entire theory by simply saying that we could choose to love God and love our neighbors. Jesus made it clear he was on the side of love. So anyone who mistreats and acts in prejudice towards someone just because they're different cannot say Jesus is on their side, because that is not the side of love. So what you and I must do is ask ourselves, are we standing on the side of love in every single thing we do? We must ask ourselves, is this love? Because if it is, well then chances are Jesus is standing on our side. So for those of you out there who have been hurt by people who claim they are on the side of Jesus, remember, God will judge whoever has hurt you. God will hold them accountable. But whatever you do, don't allow whoever mistreated you to stop you from being on the side of love. Because my friends, if you choose love, chances are you are the one who is truly standing with Jesus. You see, Jesus knew many people would claim to be on his side, but would act in such hate. That's why Matthew chapter 7, verse 22, Jesus says, that when he returns, many will come to him that day saying, Lord, Lord. But Jesus will say to them, depart from me. Wow. And why will he tell some to depart from him? Because they didn't do the will of God showing love. They didn't do the will of God showing love. Now this is why in Matthew chapter 25, verse 31, Jesus explains clearly, you guys, what is going to happen when he comes. He says when he returns, there will be many people who are invited into his kingdom, and he's going to allow them to see that the reason why they are invited is because they were people of love. Just look at what it says in Matthew 25, verses 31. It says here, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne, and all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people from one another. Some people will be on his right and some people on his left. And the king will say to those on his right, come you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. Wow. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. And then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink, or see you as a stranger and invite you in, or see you as sick or in prison and go to visit you? And look at what Jesus says to them. I truly tell you, whatever you have done for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Wow. Yes. This is so amazing, you guys. Truly, I tell you, whatever you have done for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me. Jesus, when he returns, will gather the people. He will say, come into the kingdom prepared for you. He's going to say, because you acted in love towards others. So if there is anything you do with your life, whatever you do, please make sure that you are a person of love. Help others who need food. Help others who need clothes. Feed the people who are hungry. And just love, love, love every single person. I mean everyone. Just love.